Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video I'm going to be reading through the new things that are going to be coming in the new patch. By the way, this is my first time reading through it, so it's going to be my first time reaction. I only got spoiled by one thing, which is a Jhin nerf. I don't know exactly what Jhin got nerfed, but I'm incredibly sad to hear about that. I'm just curious, right? Like here on this site you can see what actually got changed. Yeah, let's get into it, right? So patch 3.1b has arrived and brings with it a whole host of champion changes, item balancing, the return of Elemental Rift, and an adjustment to Scuttlecrab. Okay, we're also setting sail and going on another adventure with our favorite Poro friends. I don't care about that, so let's just stop reading. Oh, by the way, a funny fact, I actually live streamed on Twitch, I think it was like 2 days ago. Anyways, I'm not going to ask you to follow my Twitch. Join my Discord server. There is a link in the description. I'm always going to ping everyone if I do things like that. So make sure you join the Discord server. As a reminder, we will be testing different versions of Elemental Rift before its release. And what you play in this game mode might be very different from what comes in patch 3.2. So yet again, this is another test and they're going to do a different kind of test. So let's see how they're going to do the Elemental Rift this time. If this will be your first time playing Elemental Rift, read all about it in our previous patch notes. I already told you guys about it, right? Like with the dragons, the dragon souls, the elder dragon, blah, blah, blah. This version, unique gameplay opportunities early on. I love this because Wild Rift is not fast-paced. Oh, so you only need to slay 2 dragons now instead of 3. So it used to be, if you slay 3 dragons, you'll get the soul. But now it's with 2 dragons. Oh my god. But wait, isn't that too much though? I know this is just a test, but if you think about it, the Dragon Soul is obviously not as strong as the Elder Dragon, but it's strong, like it's a strong buff. And only after a second dragon, which will spawn. Oh, the timers are like 5 minutes now. Ah, got it. So basically, it takes much longer. Like you shouldn't compare it to 2 dragons in our normal ranked games. Like after 5 minutes the first dragon spawns, and then after that dragon gets killed, it takes another 5 minutes for another dragon to spawn. So that is why it being the second dragon to be a soul is fine. Like it takes a long time to get to it. So I'll give it a try, we'll see. We'll also be back in patch 3.2 with a dev that will go more in depth about Elemental Rift. I think that they mean Dev Diary, something like that. Elemental Rift will be available to play from April 29th, which takes 10 more days by the way, to May 5th. I'm actually going to be in Barcelona. Oh no, I'm not going to be in Barcelona then. I can play it for a few days. Content availability varies by region. So skins. Oh, Marauder, Graves. This one and Brand. Actually badass skins. Wow. I guess that gives... I don't care. Alright, champion changes. Blitzcrank. Previously, we intended to reduce Blitzcrank's armor since we were giving him more of an engage potential with his updated overdrive. Despite being in the patch notes, these changes were unintentionally not included. Oh wow, they were not included unintentionally. We've seen the performance of this speedy golem without the armor nerfs and we don't think they are necessary. So we won't be implementing them. We've seen the performance of the speedy golem without the armor nerfs and we don't think they are necessary. So they unintentionally didn't actually nerf his armor and they're keeping the armor the way it is. Like they're not nerfing it, they're keeping it the way it is because he's not performing that well. So okay, that's interesting. Darius, what the hell is happening to Darius? Darius has been an overly dominant force in the Baron lane and has been having too easy of a time accessing his Noxian Might. Noxian Might being his passive. We want him to stay in the fight a little longer before he hits his 5 bleed stacks and starts dunking. So we're cutting back on the attack speed this Noxian fight gets as he levels. Oh, wow. No, that is a big nerf. Wow. Attack speed per level from 2.2% to 1.2%. Which means he's getting 15% less attack speed at max level. Wow. That is a big nerf actually. Whoa, man, that is a big nerf. Damn. What? Was he really that strong? Like now in the late game, he's gonna be much slower with his basic attacks. Damn. What happened to Fiora? I'm expecting a nerf by the way, so let's take a look. Fiora's abilities to make safe trades with Lunge and shrug off damage with Riposte has been a source of frustration for her sparring partners. To combat some of those frustrations, we're reducing the range on her Lunge. Finally. Oh, they're reducing the range on her first ability. They're reducing the range on her launch while also increasing the power of her passive to compensate. So her vitals deal more damage. Now, instead of 2.5%, 3%, which is a pretty substantial buff. The AD ratio gets increased by 1% as well, which yet again, it's a pretty substantial buff. So if she hits, she hurts much more. But then the dash range goes from 4 to 3.5, and the surge range, the surge range, which means like the circle range, it goes down too. So it just has a lower range. Ooh, I mean, if you're up against like a heavy AD matchup, like a Mundo or something, this is actually a buff, or like a Garen. If you're up against like a Garen, this is a buff. But if you're up against a ranged matchup, this is a huge nerf, because now you can kite Fiora much more easily. She cannot hit you as easily with her stupid lunge anymore. So really, really great nerf. This is really great. Even though this is obviously a buff, this makes it on a nerf. Like this makes it a nerf. The launch distance reduction makes it a nerf, and I love it. Jhin, I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. Okay. Please, I'm just gonna, before seeing it, please don't revert his passive. Please. What happened? Unfortunately, for other I can already tell. Unfortunately, for other junglers, since the significant buff to Jhin's 4th shot's damage, he's become too good at securing and stealing objectives. Yeah, that's true. He deals like 2,500 damage to objectives with his last shot. So we're putting a cap on this damage so that it doesn't outdamage Smite. 4th shot missing health damage to monsters, uncapped to maximum of 1,000 damage. Which should mean that you can very easily deal the 1,000 damage though. So you can still do a lot of missing health damage of it. Now I wonder, like it says maximum 1,000 damage. I wonder that like if you reach that 1,000 damage that it just deals it, or if it's like if the enemy is at 1% health, it deals 1,000 damage. If that's the case, then it's a massive nerf. But it's if they just cap it, I think that's how it works. If they just cap it at 1,000 damage, you can still steal objectives because your first ability deals like 400 damage to objectives too. So you can just smite objectives from like 1.4 thousand HP anyway. So of course, they would have, like, I get this nerf, actually. I get this nerf. Even as a Jhin main, I understand this nerf because it was way too obnoxious. Jhin just securing everything. Kai'Sa. What happens to Kai'Sa? The new Stormrazor has created some interesting build paths for Kai'Sa, but it hasn't actually helped her win more games. We're giving her damage, some extra consistency to make sure she can really shine in those late game teamfights. Oh, wow. That's actually, damn, that's a big buff. Wow. Come on. Why? Like, in the late game, they're reducing the cooldown of her 3rd ability by 3 seconds? No, this is too much. This is like, come on. This is too much. Like, this may not seem like a lot, but let me tell you why it is a lot. Because, first of all, ability haste. Secondly, every time you basic attack an enemy on Kai'Sa, it reduces the cooldown of your 3rd ability by 1 second or something like that. And now, the cooldown got reduced by another 3 seconds on max level. When you reach max level on the 3rd ability on Kai'Sa, it is insanely obnoxious. She will permanently become invisible. Oh my god. She's gonna be super powerful in certain picks, like up against a Darius or something. Darius is never gonna be able to catch a Kai'Sa, for example. Wow, that's a big buff. This is a big buff. Lucian. I think Lucian is gonna get nerfed. Let's see. Lucian has been underperforming? What? Lucian has been underperforming and his current build and playstyle centers around his auto attacks rather than his abilities. So we're giving him a small buff targeted towards his more castery builds. Okay, so the first ability cooldown got reduced. I thought Lucian was strong, but apparently I was wrong. So the cooldown of his first ability just got reduced by a flat 1 second. I mean, you're not really gonna feel too much out of this one. Of course it's good, but it's not like it's huge or something. Sorry. Master Yi. Please nerf Master Yi. Despite our recent nerfs, Master Yi is still dominating the jungle. That's right, this champion is stupid. To tone down his ability to blaze through jungle camps and quickly burst his foes during duels, we're slashing some of the damage his Alpha Strike grants. So the base damage is going up early game and gets reduced late game. Okay. And then the AD ratio, oh, this hurts him. Damn. Wow. Yeah, this is the Master Yi killer. 100% attack damage to 60%, so he doesn't scale as hard anymore, like not at all. The first ability is not as obnoxious as it used to be anymore. Good change, really good change. Olaf. I think Olaf is getting nerfed again. Cost properly. As the cost is intended to be 30% of the damage, we're correcting that now. Health cost is... Oh, so it costs less? So I guess he's getting buffed? Yeah, it costs less HP now, so yeah. Okay, well, I guess I thought he would get nerfed, but whatever. It is what it is. Rakan 100% nerfed, I can guarantee you that. While Rakan shines in coordinated play, especially when paired with his other half Xayah, he's What? You cannot be... You are joking me that they're buffing Rakan, right? Underperforming for most players? No, come on. We're giving him a substantial boost to his mana, so it's less punishing to cast a few extra spells. For high elo Rakans, this is gonna be okay, but not that much. But wow, really? Really? Rakan is already so powerful, really? You really have to buff him even further. We're gonna be going to Barcelona and have some tournaments, and everyone is just gonna pick Rakan. It's so annoying. Sett. I have no idea what happens to Sett. Like, honestly, I have no idea. Sett is currently one of the most dominant fighter champions, so we're dialing back some of his early to mid-game power to put him more in line with other Baron Raiders. He's still powerful. That's funny, actually. His passive regeneration is going down by a lot, so he doesn't heal as much anymore, and this is actually a pretty big nerf. It's going down by a lot in the early game, which is where it's the strongest, so this hurts him a lot, actually. The first ability-based damage goes down by quite a lot too. Yet again, especially that early game nerf. He really gets hit by these early game nerfs. In the late game, he's still going to be the same. Like, he's going to be exactly the same. Oh, well, they actually talked about nerfing him early mid-game, so yeah, it makes sense that they're doing it like this. But that early game nerf of the first ability and the passive is huge. Yuumi. I think Yuumi is going to get nerfed. This champion is so annoying and crazy. We've been keeping a close eye on this cuddly cat, and she's still struggling? What? Really? Really? She's still struggling? We're giving her some more opportunities to use her passive and pounce on her foes? They're buffing the shield from her passive, and they're giving you back more mana. Instead of 12% max mana, 15%. They're reducing the cooldown of the first ability and make it cost less mana. Okay, this is not a huge buff, but okay, Yuumi, okay. I guess you're not going to be running out of mana as hard anymore as a Yuumi, because this buff right here is actually pretty substantial. So now the gameplay changes. Banshee's Veil. I don't know what happens to Banshee's Veil. It feels like a bad item. Let's see what they change about it. Banshee's Veil fits well as a magic damage counter ability item, but it's still on the weak side. Yeah, that's right. We're bringing up the stats in order to make it a more enticing pickup, even if the enemy team doesn't have a lot of magic threats. Ability haste from 10 to 15 and ability power from 70 to 75. Good. Good. This is good. This is a great change. It's gonna make the item much more powerful. Hextech Mega Drive, like, isn't that the item that reduces the cooldown of your enchantment? I think it is. Yeah, the item is still trash. They're reducing the cost yet again from 2700 gold to 2550. Maybe this item is gonna be worth it now. Maybe. I mean, 150 less gold means that you can get this item before the first dragon. But it's useless before the first dragon because you won't have an enchantment. That's the stupid thing about this item. So I guess before the second dragon, you'll have an enchantment and the Hextech Mega Drive on the Rakan or something like that. I don't know. Yarim's Fist. I think that's the item that builds into Starrick's Cage. Yarim Fist. It builds into Starrick. Yeah, it is exactly. It is this item right here that builds into the Starrick's Cage. This one. They're changing the build path. Yarim's Fist currently builds into an array of items that are primarily geared towards aggressive play. So we're updating its build path to benefit players who prefer a more aggressive start. Oh, now it starts with a longsword instead of a ruby crystal. And then the stats and the total price are unchanged. This is good. So it gives you a bit of a stronger, more aggressive early game instead of a tankier early game. Mortal Reminder. Compared to its counterpart, Seweld's Grudge, Mortal Reminder is underperforming due to the more niche nature of its Grievous Wounds debuff. To make it the more clear damage option between the two items, we're buffing the attack damage. Ooh, from 40 to 45. That's a good buff. That is a good buff. Like, that definitely makes the item hurt a lot more. Wow, I like that. Well, to be honest, yeah, I get it, because Cerula's Grudge has been feeling a bit overwhelming to me as well. Like, the slow is just way too good. So to have this item do more damage and having the Grievous Wounds is actually pretty nice. Trinity Force. Black Cleaver and Divine Sunder have been rising in popularity as early game purchases. So we're giving Trinity Force some more stats to help it compete. Attack damage from 20 to 25 and health from 200 to 250. This is pretty big as well, actually. Like 50 health and 5 attack damage. Those are some pretty good stats. Like, you have to keep in mind, right? Like, you have to keep in mind, there are whole runes that give these stats. You know, Brutal gives you 7 attack damage, and now you're getting 5 attack damage for free when you get Trinity Force now, compared to the old Trinity Force. And then also 50 health. Adaptive Carapace, the item gives you, or the rune gives you 50 health. So you're getting all of that for free with the Trinity Force now. Yumo's Ghostblade. Is that item getting nerfed? Since the nerfs to Momentum, Yumo's Ghostblade hasn't been performing as well already. They're buffing Yumo's as the other Serrated Dirk items. We're adding some extra stats to land this item a hand. So armor penetration from 12 to 15. Even more flat armor penetration. And the ability haste goes from 10 to 15. Damn. Ooh. That is okay. Lee Sin with this item is just gonna be insane, I guess. Damn, Zed as well. Like, how good is this item going to be on Zed? Okay, next up, Jungle, the Rift Scuttler. For most of Wild Rift's lifetime, the jungle meta has revolved around the Rift Scuttler. Yes, that's correct. And the immense payout securing one or both of these harmless creatures makes it a must-clear camp for junglers early on. To reduce the overall value of securing these crabs, we're reducing the experience they grant. This should allow junglers to focus on their own camps rather than just tunneling on the neutral objective. So experience gains from 2000 to 1200, which means you're getting like 60% of the experience compared to like 100% experience. I like this a lot because it just always used to be you have to get the Rift Scuttler. Now, if you're playing Jax in the jungle, for example, you can choose to skip the Rift Scuttler. You can just clear out your entire jungle and skip out the Rift Scuttler without actually losing on a massive amount of experience. So I really love this change, actually. Oh, I think that is it. So yeah, that is it. Pretty nice changes, actually. I like a lot of the changes. Not everything was as I expected, but I like it a lot. Sona didn't get nerfed, so all good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry if I didn't have as much energy this video. I'm super tired. I have been working on the new side kitchen, whatever you call it, the whole day. But yeah, I'm gonna be going to bed. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give the video a like, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.